Hey guys, what's going on? Legion Nudie here playing more RuneScape Dragonwild. So our project is complete. We've collected all the balls of wool that I think we need to. And we've got our wool cloth. So, we've been cleaning up our base a little bit. And we're going to get to our XP update here in a little bit. But what I really wanted to do was talk to you guys a little bit about basically what's going to be coming to the game. So I know that my title basically says that why I think the game was shadow dropped. And I think it's largely due to the fact that Dune Awakening was supposed to come out in May. And now, so, what was it, in April? Early April, I believe. Or like a little bit towards the middle. RuneScape Dragonwilds just suddenly drops. I think that's partially because obviously Dune Awakening has been on the, charts for some time to come out. So they dropped this so that way we all sort of get into it. And if they had basically dropped it after or potentially around that time, I think it would have been difficult, right? People would have had to choose between Dune Awakening and RuneScape Dragonwilds. And I could be totally wrong, but it just makes sense. And interestingly enough, after RuneScape Dragonwilds drops, Dune Awakening says that they're waiting another month to release their game. Which is just sort of coincidental. I don't know. It doesn't sound coincidental. It sounds like that's what happened. And also, what I think these updates really mean. I basically think that, I don't know if you pay attention to Discord, which I'm sure most of you do, but there was a poll. What do we want, Mithril or do we want basically steel? So it's like 70% people say they want is steel. So they're not going to just miss it. So I think the things that you're going to need to sort of stock up on are going to basically be iron ore. But I guess we could get into our XP update real quick. 185,000 attack, we've been working on that. There's wood cutting at 415,000 and construction at 749,000. There's rune crafting at 220,000. Then we've got our mining, which we're quite excited about. But on rune crafting, we've got a great way we're going to start farming that. We're going to show it you in the next video. But mining, 3.3 million. And then we've got artisan at 2.2 million. And we've got our cooking at 80,000. We've been working on that a little bit. But to jump back, basically I think you're going to need to sort of hoard up on iron ore. And it's very plentiful out there. I don't know why I sort of deleted that beam and then just left that flare up there. But yeah, we've been making a lot of adjustments in here. But basically you're going to want to hoard up on iron ore. And that's going to be important. But I think there's so much to talk about. I think that the lesser demons are actually going to be quite powerful and a little bit of a pain to kill. I think that they're going to be adding blood runes to the game. There was sort of a comment post in one of the different ones. I can't remember which one, but he basically said that what else would the elemental creatures inside the vaults drop? He was like, blood runes. So I think that's a hint towards that they're going to be adding it. I think it's going to be implemented in with the magic. So that's a part of that. I know we've been collecting birds' nests over the course of time, and guru packs and goblin packs. And the reason we're not opening them is I also made a video about it. I'm pretty sure they're going to add seeds into here for farming, and that might take a year. I'm not sure, but I'm not going to open mine. Why? There's nothing really even in there that I actually need. So it just makes sense to wait. And if it takes a year, it takes a year. I'll have that much more. And it will put me ahead in the situation that basically then I don't have to sit and get the seeds. But then again, they may not do it that way because people may start hoarding it. And we've got our vault cores set up for the new map they're going to be dropping. I think that's important too. Because you're going to want to be able to put vault cores around, right, with your lodestone. So that way you can access the new parts of the game easier and sort of have them in places so you can discover. I imagine lots of lesser demons potentially will be roaming, or other creatures that they haven't even named yet. So I think it's going to be a little bit dangerous. So I think it's going to be important to have access to lodestone so you don't have to run extreme lengths to get your gear back. I think that there's a couple other things, right? I want to talk about what's the most important skills to level up right now, because a lot of people sort of stop playing, right? Attack. Then there's wood cutting, there's rune crafting, there's artisan and mining. Those are going to be the most important skills to get ready. And the reason is because basically you're going to need a certain level of attack to probably even put on certain armor, right? And then when it comes to mining, you need to be able to mine the next ore whenever it comes out, right? So you're going to have a certain level to do that. And you obviously don't need as much as I have, right? I've got a ridiculous amount. And I don't know what you're going to need, but you're going to need more than the 50,000 it took to get to level 50. So also it unlocks abilities, right? So some of these might be like, you can't wield that pickaxe right now, you're not quite ready. And then rune crafting, it unlocks cool abilities, right? You've got windstep, and you've got other ones too, like the way that you could break apart rocks when you're mining. So it's like different things that each skill will unlock, and if you're not that level, you really won't be able to partake in these things. Woodcutting is important because if they're going to add willows to the game, you won't be able to cut them if your axe isn't strong enough to cut through. So that's why XP is so important. And obviously the game just came out, and then you won't be able to even construct new items that are the next tier because you won't be able to get the logs because you can't cut them. So it's so important to get XP in a game. Maybe not as much as I have, but obviously there's going to be a progression, and you're going to have to keep working at it to basically enjoy all the parts of the game. So it's super important to just keep working at the things that are going to be the structure of the game, so you can keep enjoying all the new updates. And if you don't, then you're sort of going to be grinding to them, and I guess it doesn't really matter either way, right? Except this is all sort of free time right now. There's nothing new in the game, and this is an opportunity for you to sort of start doing those things to set yourself up, rather than when it comes out and you sort of feel behind and you won't be able to do those cool things. So I know some people have seen some comments that why are people hoarding resources? But essentially it really comes down to the fact that as new things come to the game, you're going to get more XP for doing those things, but you won't be able to do those things if you don't have the right level. So anyway guys, that's just my take on why I think they shadow dropped it, because basically Dune Awakening, and then Dune Awakening made an adjustment suddenly after RuneScape Dragonwild came out. And as far as our extra updates are going to come to the game, I really can't say when. All I can say is try to get ready so you can enjoy them, because you're going to need to be able to cut certain wood, mine certain things, and basically those are going to be your essential things that get sort of function in the game. So anyway guys, that was our XP update and sort of what we thought. Lesser demons, I think they're going to be a little bit tough to kill, but Legion Looter out.